Look, Ipswich, it is such a wonderful place. Like, it is, the people are kind. It's like we have an old country town, still a lot of the feel. There's a lot of people that have been there, you know, they're in their 80s and 90s, and we have people, you might have an older couple and you say, well, what do you think your property's worth? You know, and they'll come along and say, oh, look, if we can get 150,000, and I said, well, that's really good, but I think your property's more like about 400,000. You know, and they go, really? And they're just, and you could say to them, look, I'll give you 150. You know, but they're just, and that's what it's like in a lot of ways. We've got a lot of wonderful schools. I always think if something bad happens in Ipswich, on the media, sorry, but they'll say it's happened in Ipswich, and if something's good happened in Ipswich, it's west of Brisbane.
That's true.
And it's really, really true. So
We
we notice it all the time, and it's. I always say go to the East Ipswich or the Ipswich railway station in the morning and see how many children from Brisbane are coming to Ipswich educated. We've got wonderful schools. We've got wonderful shopping centres. Big blocks, lovely old houses, some of the best Queenslanders sort of going around, and but we can have anything from 300 square metre blocks to 10 acres within 10 minutes of each other. So that offers such a lot of diverse living, I think, and it's just massively affordable. It's massive compared to when we look at Brisbane prices, we just think, you've got to be kidding. Why would somebody pay that? And I know I can sell them a better house for $300,000 less, and it's only 25 minutes to 30 minutes to Brisbane on the train. And, I think it'll change in the future. It just needs, it'll get there. So.
It needs NGU real estate.
It needs NGU real estate. Exactly right, which it's done. So
and
that's
Rob and
wonderful.
Gillian, you're part of the team now. And how long have you, husband and wife team, so how long have you worked together for selling property in Ipswich?
You would probably together 10 years, so that's been interesting. Again, I think, as we said before, it just brings a dynamic, I think, where Gillian sees something from a lady's perspective and I'll look at it from a man's perspective, and you put it all in the pot and mix it round, and it comes out as a, especially when it comes to sales, we just see that we achieve so many really good results, I think, because of the mix.
So that's your secret, strength in numbers. People are getting, I think Gillian, you said it on the phone to me, bang for your buck, or
two for the price
two
of
for
one.
the price of one.
Two for the price of one, exactly right. And that's
two
right.
personalities.
Yeah, two personalities, so we can deal with various buyers in different ways. And I said, some people gravitate towards one or either of us. I think it offers a good perspective too. If we are busy, somebody rings up and they need to look at a property, one of us can go one way, one of us can go the other.
We both, even having said we both have different strengths, but we both equally can handle any situation as well as each other.
Yeah.
So you're not like you're getting any lesser if you're getting one or the other, but together it's just
We could both confidently go and list by ourselves, or both confidently negotiate by ourselves or whatever. So that's just, but sort of together, it's a bit of a dynamic duo, if you want to put it that way. So it's good from that point of view. Yeah.
And you've been married more than 30 years.
31 years. Yeah, this year was 31 years.
So what's the secret to surviving both in marriage?
tolerance.
Just tolerance from the ladies' behalf more so than the
At
men's
least
behalf.
you know it, Rob.
I do. That's why we've been married for 31 years. I understand the process. So yeah,
but also having fun.
we have a lot of fun with each other and our children and our family. We've got a really close family, sort of beyond our two girls and their partners and whatever. We've got our parents and brothers and sisters and cousins, and we're all very close. So, and that helps. So you've got a lot of people to lean on. You know when you need a little bit of time out.
Go fishing,
Go fishing a bit, yeah, do whatever. But real estate, it's a common goal, and we both love real estate. So I speaking for my behalf, we really enjoy what we do. I don't think I've hopped up in the morning in 15 years and thought I don't want to do this. you're ready to go to work, you're excited to do it, and you don't know what the day's going to bring, so it is very interesting.
When I say NGU Real Estate Ipswich, how does it make you feel?
Really excited, I think, and I think it's real estate overall is just possibly in a little bit of a, most of the major companies are in a bit of a rut, and it's just the same old. But talking to Emil and just seeing what NGU do is pretty spectacular. So having done it for 15 years and now coming and seeing this, and it's really exciting for us. So just what we can do, hopefully.
We knew it was time, and we needed to do more, and we knew that more was needed. But we didn't really know
how
the
to
step.
do it. It's how to do it.
We didn't
And
know.
NGU cover like all spectrums.
It was just
so
putting
that's
all
what's
the
exciting.
the pieces together, and I was like, that's it. That's the next.
We're over the moon, so we can't wait we're starting as of today, so which is really nice. So we can't wait to get out there and make the brand really well known in Ipswich. So
Is this going to turn Ipswich real estate on its head, do you think?
I think that they will take a little gasp and.
they'll probably be wondering what Ipswich is like. Being an older, it's always like a bit of, well, that's a bit of change, like what's this all about? And it's up to us to go out to and explain to people what it is, and point out the significant different points that NGU will offer compared to other agencies, I think. So.
Just quickly, you live and work together as husband and wife team. Gillian, I'm trying to crazy about Rob. And be careful, because this will go back the other way.
Yeah, what drives me crazy about him?
My good looks.
It depends how you want to take that question. Yeah, crazy on a good point. He's funny. Like, if you say drive me crazy in a bad way, oh gosh, I'd have to think about it.
Oh.
No,
Probably
he's
I would
good.
answer that much more quickly. So, I have several things running through my mind at the moment.
You be careful.
No, I think we just get on quite well, and we've probably gotten used to that fact. Like, here we are today. We've come down especially to speak to you and make sure that we can put our point forward. But we've got things that we can then plan together, and we can go off and we might just stop outside and have a coffee when we've finished here and talk about it. And we might do that at any given point during the day, so that we can just run over things. I think I know what drives him crazy about me, and this is about work, is I don't think my head ever turns off from it.
Yeah.
And it could be late at night or whatever, and work is running through my head all the time.
That wasn't the one I was thinking.
And I'll be saying things to Rob, and got to do this, and we've got to do that tomorrow, and remember that, and I'll be talking about something, and he will say to me, switch off.
Just stop.
Switch
Stop
off.
for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more going on in life than just you need to switch off a little bit. So.
What about you?
Because Gillian thinks like that, I think a lot of the time we'll just be on the cusp of being like late to an appointment. Gillian says, I just need to do this, I just need to send this email, or I just need to take this call, and I'll go, but we need to be there, we need to be on time or a little bit early, and we can always return that call afterwards. But that's why we're successful, because that's Gillian's like that, so she's just on to everything, and you don't want to ever let anybody down. I think that's what we both are. We just don't want to let people down. We see our responsibility as it's a big responsibility, selling somebody's property.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's massive,
I
and
always find if we're referred, it's like you have to work doubly hard, and I mean, in a good way, because then there's two lots of people relying on you, because it's the person that you're working for and the person that referred to them. So you have, so many levels that you have to ensure that you're making it work for everybody if they've been referred because of you.
you can't take it for granted. That's you don't know what's going on in people's lives at any point in time. You don't know how well they are off financially or how they're emotionally going. So so we'll look at it from the point of view of, yeah, you need to make sure that you're doing your best to make their life better, because you don't know what's going
sometimes,
on.
and they don't always tell you up front, but you work it out fairly quickly, and then you just have to make sure that you do the best thing along the line. And if you say, and I think the important thing is, if we say we're going to do something,
that we do it. So we will.
Stick to your word.
If you say we're going to have an open on Saturday, we'll have an open on Saturday. So regardless of whether we've got to fit it in at 9 o'clock in the morning or 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So we just make sure that we're there, we're doing the job, and we're just, again, we're probably frightened of letting people down. That's what keeps us on making sure that we don't. So, yeah.
And we complement each other perfectly. You're even finishing each other's sentences. Or it appears that way, Gillian.
I let him finish most of the sentences.
That's what she likes to think.
Thank you so much for coming here today.
Yeah, thanks for having us. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's nice to come down and see the beautiful office and everything, and talk to Emma again. So we're very excited.
It's very easy to get an instant respect for Emma.
And just what he's set up and the way he's set it up. So, and he's obviously using like the best people. Like he hasn't, not blown wind, you know what I mean. But like he's employed you, and you're obviously at the top of your field, and it's so you can see he hasn't scrimped or whatever. He wants the best, and that's what because we want the best for our clients. So, and I think being involved with NGU, you got the best. If we align ourselves with the best, which we think NGU is, and from what's been told to us and what we've seen, so we think if we're aligned with them, then that's going to be the best thing for our customers in the long run.
Fantastic, and the best thing for Ipswich by the sounds of it too.
Oh, it'll